Sweet. Okay.
So my question about who is the clown in the couple?
Okay. Let's talk.
You're not serious. Are we going to talk like that?
That the secret of marriage is.
Hi everyone, my name is Alvin and this is my beloved wife Rina. We are Indonesian. We've been married for um, almost 10 years. But before that, we've been together, dating for another 10 years. So we've been known each other for more than 20 years by now. We have been blessed by two kids, two boys, Caleb and Joshua, 5 and 7 years old.
That's amazing. Can you see how young they look? Hey, 20 years together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Practically half of Rina's life is with me.
Well done, Rina.
I raised by Alvin. I was raised by Alvin.
Guys, I'm just so blessed to have you, but I want to go straight into what we want to hear about. And so tell us a little bit about meeting. You guys must have met when you're really young, but just tell us, how did you meet? Who started talking to who first, and the whole story from the beginning.
Okay, so we met when we are, I think when we are I'm 18 years old.
I'm almost 16.
And Rina's is almost 16 years old, so we met very young. I'm at the third grade of high school, whereas Rina just entered the high school. And then I was one of Rina's senior in the school. And then back then, I know them through my best friend since elementary school. And then I close with Rina's and her cliques, her friends. At the first time, I'm actually interested with Rina's friend. Best friend wants to approach her, but apparently, it didn't work out. And then because Rina is always there, for me.
I'm the matchmaker.
And she's the matchmaker. Basically, I'm beginning to in love with her, and then I, propose her to be my girlfriend.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
yes. So it's 7 November 2001.
Wow, guys. So is that your anniversary date?
Yes.
7 November.
And it's also our marriage date.
Wow, that's beautiful. So you then dated for about 10 years, and during that time, how was it, because you must have dated when you're young. How was dating for you? What were you able to do, or what did you find difficult in terms of the environment or the families?
Yeah, so during the first 5 years, we are not always been together because Rina, at least for the first 2 years, we're together because we are in the same high school while I'm already in the university. But after that, Rina went abroad for her university in Melbourne. So we have a long distance relationship. Back then, one of our challenges would be communication. To ensure there is a regular communication, to ensure that my heart still with her, but her heart definitely still with me. So maintain communication. Back then, there was no such thing as technology. It was very clunky. So building a communication.
Wow. And how did your parents react to you dating that young?
Rina?
Yeah, I think because I was the youngest kid in the family, they are quite surprised, and we did a backstreet relationship at first, but then I accidentally introduced him to my dad and mom, and then we're dating in my house. And then I cooked for him, and then my mother looks like supported. So yeah, I think we just do it like a teenage, just a teenage, and nothing really into deep or dangerous thing. So they're, and then they get, once they get to know Alvin, they quite love it. Actually, yeah, he's a lovable person.
Oh, that's amazing. Um, and Alvin, how was it on your side? How did your parents welcome Rina?
I'm the first son of the family. Basically, my mom and my dad was were actually quite okay with Rina. One thing that was not, really going well back then, because my father sort of forced me and my whole family to be a Muslim. So we used to be a Muslim back then, and it was actually my father's dream for me to have a girlfriend from a Muslim, from Islam background back then. Yeah, but apparently, I choose, I choose God, I choose Jesus, and then yeah, that's why I'm also in this fruitful marriage with Rina.
That's amazing. So that was my what I wanted to also find out about you guys, because you are Christians, and I wanted to just ask what has been your walk with God, or how you find yourself becoming Christians, and how did that influence your being together? I don't know, maybe,
Mm.
you know, who was the Christian first? Who uh,
So I'm a Catholic, born in a Catholic family, and then my mom and my sister turned to be a Christian later, and quite devoted really. And then yeah, I turned into Christianity when I was in Melbourne as well. So I joined the Christianity there. And yeah, I at first I have to make sure, because I quite surprised with the background of the family of Alvin, and then I have to make sure whether he is into Christianity or he's into the Muslim. That's what that's my first step. So I have to ensure, and then we talk about it, and then my father as well also uh, question about that. So what's your decision? You want to be turned into Muslim? And then I said, no, I don't think so, because but this boy already talked to me and then explained that he is not really believe in that religion, that Muslim thing. So yeah, I think as long as he believes in Christ, it doesn't matter what the religion is. We can go together in believe in Jesus.
So given my family background, a unique family background, where my father was converted into Islam, when I was like in a junior high school, and then he required all of us to be Muslim as well. But I didn't really have that kind of uh, faith experience, like a godly experience. I really didn't get that kind of experience, faith in Islamic religion. And then I grew up as a more like a person that believes in God, but not so much of a very much devoted at the first time. But because I met Rina, and then Rina was quite actually devoted, especially when she came back from Australia. So back then, she is my partner in terms of rebuilding my faith, understanding more about Christ, asking a tough question. So she's the one who actually gave me the early hints, and then I'm actually assured her that I really I really into Christianity. I believe in Jesus. And then even though my father didn't really approve her as my girlfriend because she was not a Muslim, but I went with her to the church, to rebuild my faith, etc. So I guess that's another God's plan for me in terms of rebuilding my faith, because I've been as a Muslim for I think 4 5 years when I met 4 5 6 years when I met her at the first time.
Wow, wow.
But the odd thing is, his Muslim dad does not prohibit me to get into a relationship with him. He could prohibit me. So okay, don't go with this girl again. I'm not gonna approve. But he didn't do it. He didn't say anything. So we kept going on.
Yeah. And then after that, when in the next 5 years, we went to Rina's mother passed away, and then she came back to Jakarta, to Indonesia, and then we together, both of us are going to building our career, and then one day her father was also passed away. So she was practically an orphan. A year before that, both of us were going to Cyprus together to have our master degree through a scholarship. Now, because our father passed away, and then she has this aspiration of getting married. Around 25.
I gave him ultimatum.
Yes.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Yeah. So eventually I decided to have a marriage a year after, so when she was like 25 years old. Wow. 7 November 2011.
Wow, so there you go. That would have been my next question of when did you decide to get married? Because I was just wondering, who proposed. So who would you say proposed? Was it Alvin or Rina? Did you just do it?
I point in a gun. Really.
Well, because we've been together for 10 years, right? I know her entire family. I've been there when her mom passed away, when her dad passed away. I've been with her for almost 10 years. And then she knew everything that, my family background, understand my family financial situation. So we've been together for 10 years. So basically it's the next logical step, for us to proceed. So the intention of getting married is, develop organically. So it's not really on like, I'm proposing in the middle of the starry night, doing some romantic thing. It's the idea of marriage just developed.
But you did.
Yes, but I did, like for the sake of formality, we did, on one knee, having this kind of formality. I have it for, flowers, like rings. Did I get your rings?
I don't remember.
Okay. anyway, I did that for formality, but the concept of getting married is already, was already there. It's a bracelet, as an engagement bracelet. Now, why did Rina gave me an ultimatum? Because I need to do a couple of things. The first one, I need to tell my dad that I'm leaving. I'm leaving the conviction. So that's why that's the thing that is scaring me the most, because I know that someday I need to do that. To confess my faith on Jesus to my dad. So I need to confess 3 things. The first one is I believe Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Second is basically I did this not because I hate him or forced by Rina, but because I believe in Jesus. And the third one, I'm getting married with the girl beside me. So that's the 3 things that I need to tell, and it really frightens me to death, and she know it. So so basically I proposed her, and then we collect the money, because we collect the money on our own for our marriage because I definitely can't ask money from my dad. Okay, neither is she. And then yeah, so that's why 1 month before marriage, I tell my father, and then my father left my family.
Yeah.
Oh, so Alvin, what do you mean your father left your family?
He left my mom and my brother.
Really?
So,
And you
and me, of course.
Mhm.
So he left. He just left the house and then live in never come back again
until today.
until today. But I guess that's I think that's the price that I need to take because it's not the price for our marriage. It's the price for my conviction because I can I can be in a it's a price of conviction you know to Jesus.
And
Anything on that?
that, that's an amazing thing that you've just shared, both of you. Rina, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I think to answer your next questions, I think it's this what he did to his sacrifice, then his courage to admit his faith in front of his dad, and the sacrifice of his family is the most romantic thing that he ever did to me. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And because at least I'm not coming from a wealthy family, and definitely I cannot ask for money from my father, of course, because he will never ever give that to me. Rina actually very much faithful to me because she known me when I'm only having a motorcycle. Asking her, throughout the city, and then broke the motorcycle in the middle of the street,
in the middle of the rain.
And then she is accompanying me, etc. And it's not like a Ducati motorsport, like it's a very lame old motorcycle. And then because we need to collect money on our own, Rina is also contributing to our first car, to our first house, to the marriage itself. So we kind of the wedding thing together. So that's
you guys. I'm just falling in love with you all over again. You're just amazing, and this is so good. Thank you for sharing. Can I just go into, let's fast forward a little bit. So you've gone through all this, and then now you are married. Where did you go to live? Did you go back back to Indonesia? Did you live in Cyprus just after you got married? What were the first few days and years of marriage? Everyone wants to get married, but are they always all rosy, or are there some stories you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so after the marriage, we're already in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we start to build our life from scratch. So we used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and then we moved gradually to buy a new house with mortgage, and have to borrow the relative for the down payment. Yeah, and then we start to buy a better car, and then try to build a life. And it's I think because both of us are working, so I feel like we make a good teamwork together. Yeah. And
so in terms of children, we once decided not to have a kid for the first year, and then after that, when we have Caleb, back then because both of us need to work, Rina oftenly left Caleb with my mom, to take care. Because we cannot bring the baby to we cannot bring the baby to the office. So basically Rina left the Caleb for the first
2 years.
For the first 2 years. And then after that, again, that's another sacrifice that I think Rina has made for our family, because back then she had this kind of um, mental burden, psychological burden, because she was the last daughter. She got a high degree of education investment upon her. She has a master degree, even a certificate in financial analyst. But because she feels that raising a kid, raising a children that God has put in our family is her priority, then she is forced to ditch that and to become a full-time mom. So maybe you want to share a bit about that, please.
Yeah, I think I felt a struggle in the first 5 years becoming a mom, because I feel like my career does not going anywhere if I have to go. If I didn't do overtime, I could not be succeed or going forward with my career in this type of work that I do, because it's quite demanding. And then the other side, I feel like I'm a more like a part-time mom, part-time mom, because we just arrived at home maybe at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. every day, because Jakarta have a craziest traffic in the world. Yeah, so I just met my son and then tuck him to bed, bring back from my Alvin's mom's house, and then put him back in with our house in the apartment. And then in the morning, I have to go back again, going to work early in the morning and bring the baby again to Alvin's mom's house. So it's quite dilemma for me. Yeah, because I was raised with a full-time mom. So I know what it's like, and I have the exclusivity raised by a mom, full-time mom.
Wow, that's a difficult sacrifice, and actually I think it's good that you've brought it up, because quite a few people have to make that decision of one of the parents having to become more of the one staying at home. How have you negotiated? And you did mention as well things like finances. So what would be your advice in terms of finances? What have you worked out? How do you manage your money, or how have you managed your monies over the years?
The easy answer is I cannot manage your money. So you give me $1 million, I spend it in a night, and then tomorrow I will go bankrupt. So she's the one
who will work again.
I will work again for another $1 million. So basically, I cannot manage your money. So God gave me Rina to manage our finances. so I guess being open, being frank, acknowledging that I'm stuck with money. Being open, being honest. I'm not be able to manage the money, and thank God gave me Rina to manage our money. So I guess that's the thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is about thank God that I've been blessed with quite a good career, quite a blessed career, and then to be supportive in terms of I know that 3 months at home she was super bored, she was okay, but 6 months, 12 months it will become a very boring thing. So openness, communication, I guess that's the thing, so that we can support each other, for her to be open in terms of what she need, her mental condition, what she need, and I'm also open to her. I guess in terms of managing the money, right? In terms of managing the money, like being really open.
Yeah, that's amazing. And would you say then you have one account, or do you have shared accounts, or do you have
one account?
One account.
Yeah, I think we have like one account, maybe in Alvin's name or my name, but both of us can access it really. And there's no need to be covered between your income or my income. And then I think in terms of money, we are not really a abundance. We're not really rich or whatsoever, but amazingly, I think throughout our marriage, God's always provide, because since we need the money for the wedding party, and then we need the money, and then to buy a small apartment, and then we need money to buy a new car, the better car, and then next we need to buy for mortgage. So God always provides. Even before we went to this Glasgow, we still have to repay all of our mortgage, and then so God give us the money, just enough to do to fulfill what we need. So so he gave us just enough, so not too not too much, not too little. So he know what he needs. So, and then we can still buy what we want, what we need, and enjoy life. That's what I can say in terms of financially.
That's amazing. Okay, let's make it a little bit juicy, and then we will see how to finish up. So, how is the sexual life in marriage? And I was just wondering, a lot of people sometimes, I don't know what they would think, but what would you say have been challenges in your sexual life as a married couple, and what has been your greatest joy?
Sexual or social?
Sexual. You are free to not answer this question, but if you want, you can answer it.
I guess in terms of our relationship as a husband and wife, I guess one advice that like our religious leader, our pastor in Jakarta, Indonesia, is to never stop dating, even though we already have children. So back then we have this kind of routine of going to a movie together, to have a date night, to go to a cafe, just two of us, so that it makes our mind a bit, to make our mind a bit free of the children and the chores and everything, and then just to discuss a little, more. Back then in Indonesia, because of the traffic, because of the load of the work, I oftenly find myself very exhausted for today. So that in terms of in terms of sexual life, in terms of the sexual activity, more often than then, I'm trampled because of that long day. 2 hours in driving to home, 2 hours going back, 2 hours going forth. Those kind of thing is very painful. But again, that's another blessing of God, that He drives our life to Glasgow when I was taking a PhD here in Glasgow, and then we have a more balanced life, so that we can have a more healthy sexual life.
Oh, well done. You've done so well. That's amazing. You are my favorite.
You haven't.
And then during this quarantine, there's nothing you can do. No other better entertainment.
Rina. Last question. How do you support each other's ministries? Have you, in terms of ministry, I just mean, serving. I know we've talked about careers, and you've been amazing at supporting each other, but what about when one of you feels called to doing something specific for the church, for God? How do you support each other in that?
Yeah, I think that ministry is so we realize the ministry is very important. Even though we are a family, as an individual, we have a personal relationship to God, and ministry will help you and help Alvin and me to grow spiritually. So in our marriage, I used to stand um, between him and God. So I used to stand between him and God. And because of that, uh, I feel that our marriage is one time is falling apart in the seventh year of our marriage. And then, um, so I'm trying since then not to stand between him and God, and then put God in the center of our family. So uh, I will encourage him and then support him and do whatever I can to support his ministry and help him to grow and help us each other to grow in God.
Amazing. Alvin, anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I guess my even I guess even though I've been with Rina for 10 years before marriage, and then now it's 9 years going to 10 years after the marriage, we are still arguing for the simplest thing. We are still fighting over the simplest thing. And then even in that 7 year of marriage, I think our relationship may be at the lowest point, that I didn't, I don't like her and she don't like me. That kind
No,
of.
I like you. You don't like me. You hate me. You hate me.
Now, yeah, but again, I think at the end of the day, it's really on recommitting yourself. I guess recommitting yourself that you know what you need to choose. You need to know what you prioritize. Uh, to scrap away things that is not as important as this family, as this love, as our family, and then to really focus what we want to do in our life. Uh, you know, uh, Improving the way I communicate with her, and then she's also making a lot of sacrifices, a lot of personal changes for me. Uh, so I think those kind of things that are still supporting our marriage until now. I guess. So in terms of ministry, I guess that's include in her position as a wife, as a mother. Uh, like when we are here, back then in Indonesia, we have a maid. Like we have a maid. Like I never wash the dishes, I never wash the laundry. Like maid all do these things, right? But again, when we are here, Rina make a lot of sacrifices because this is a foreign country. She has potentially lose her part-time job that makes him sane. Okay, become a makeup artist, and then she lose her friends and families, etc. Together with me here now. But again, when I'm here, we are devoted that we are taking care of children ourselves. We do the chores, etc. together. So I guess that's the thing that having a communication each other to support our ministries. I guess.
Wow.